Hey YouTube, it is Laura, and I know this doesn't look pretty. This is where we typically have our garden, but I did not do a garden this year because I wasn't feeling good and all the problems with Samuel, but I finally feel like I'm up to par, so we're going to do a fall garden. But as you guys might have seen in my other video, I am interested in sustainable agriculture, so I'm really trying to learn as much as I can. So we are going to be doing some raised bed gardening because of the space we have. That makes the most sense. But raised beds are expensive. So the goal is to do 2 raised beds a year. We're going to have along this fence, out all the ways obviously, we will have berry bushes, blackberries, blueberries, black raspberries. Sorry, there are mosquitoes like crazy. And just berry bushes. And then we'll have some space. And the goal right now is to do 2 raised beds every summer. We will have, I don't know if you can see the sticks, and I'll explain those in a minute, but we will have, here we'll have a 3 by 8 foot raised bed. And the reason it's 3 by 8 foot is a nice length. But these beds will typically have things that are trellised, that climb, so they need to be a little bit smaller so that they're easy to get to. So these are 8 by 3, and up here we will have, I don't know if you can see these sticks, but I'll show you in a minute. Up here we will have 8 by 4 foot beds, and those are going to be for things that are not trellised. And then back there, where all that brush is that we'll need to clear away, we will have a 2 by 10 foot strawberry patch. And the goal is that eventually we'll have 3 of these beds and 3 of the big beds, and then the strawberry bed and the bushes. And we're going to put some fruit trees out front and all sorts of stuff. But I just wanted to do a little how-to for you guys. When you are making, this is all stuff I'm learning, so I thought I'd share. But when you are making a raised bed, you want the longer side, which in this case is our 8 foot side, you want those sides to run north-south. And you want to make sure, I think I'm saying this right, I'll correct you if I'm wrong, but you want your tall trellis things to be on the north. That way they will not shade your other vegetables. You want to keep the shade away from the other fruits, vegetables, plants. So that's the idea there. That's our current compost. We're going to have to make that a little fancier. But what I've done is I've measured, I left 3 feet for the bushes and then a 3 foot walkway. And then I have used sticks. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, sticks. See with the string, to measure where my bed is going to be. And right now I'm working on tying strings to tie them off. That way when we're digging for the raised beds, we know where we're digging. And I didn't mention, I said that we were going to do 2 raised beds a year. One thing that's nice about this with our plan is we'll have 1, 2, 3 of the smaller beds and 1, 2, 3 of the larger beds. What I'm taking advantage of that to do right now is I am going to learn everything I can about, we're using organic seed that is as much as possible heirloom seed so that I can save the seed and I don't have to keep buying seed year after year. So in this bed, for example, this year we're going to have basil, tomato, and pepper. So I'm learning everything that I can in order about the cover crops that need to go early, everything. I guess right now though, that's for next summer. So right now we're doing some cover crops, but I'll learn everything I need to know for those plants about the cover crops to prepare, what things are good for it ahead, how to can, how to do all of that stuff, and I'll share that with you guys as we're doing it. And so I've just got those to learn. And over here, this bed is going to be a 3 sisters bed with corn and pole beans and cucumbers. So I'm going to learn everything I need to know about growing and saving seed and storing all of those foods, and the cover crops and everything to make the soil just right. So that way, those are the only 2 beds I'm dealing with. And then next year, whenever we do our new beds, you always want to do at least a 3-year rotation for your crop rotation. The reason why is, here, let me turn this around. I don't know if I'll be in this at all, but then you're not looking at grass. But the reason why you want to do a 3-year rotation for crop rotation is that way the bugs that were brought in by that particular plant will ideally be gone, and your soil can be not depleted of one thing. So, and there's a lot more scientific explanation. I'm really tired though, so I'm having a hard time thinking. But the idea is that next year we will move the tomatoes and the peppers and the basil over to the new bed and plant the new stuff in the bed that we've been working with. And then the next year, the 3rd year, we'll move the tomato, pepper, and basil to the new bed again, and then they'll come back to, oh, you're not looking at it again, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. They'll come back to this bed again, and that will be my 3-year rotation. And the same will be true of the other beds. The only exception is the strawberry bed. That one will just stay strawberries all the time. So right now I'm tying this off. I'm going to work on, see if I can get some of that, at least. I probably won't get much of it, but at least a little bit of it cleared out this evening, because this weekend we are going to go get supplies to build our bed. So I will keep you guys updated on what I'm learning and how things are going. Okay, here's a quick shot. This is my 3x8 tied off. It's not tied very tight. Unfortunately, my cat decided it would be fun to chase the string while I was doing this. It's actually rope. It's better to do it with string, but we couldn't find our string. So that's the 3x8. Here's the 4x8. And I have some white rope there. And that is step 1.